What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Big Stacks Porzingis, Pee Wee the Plug. Today we are here to start something y'all all been waiting for, man. The NBA 2K18 Myleague series. For y'all that don't know, basically what I'm doing is I'm starting a Myleague. I have a draft class from the 2K roster community. I don't know if you guys play PlayStation, or if you do, if you heard the name Embrace the Pace. He's a guy in the 2K community for the PlayStation users. Who's been putting out the most realistic and accurate draft classes throughout the past 3 or 4 years. This year, unfortunately, he took a break from it because there was a lot of work being put into it. But another guy who's doing it is getting help from Embrace the Pace. So Embrace the Pace is basically not controlling every single thing, but he still has input. So because of that, these draft classes are still very accurate, from the faces, the jump shots, the attributes. So basically what they do is they work on these attributes and try to translate these college players and players that are going to go enter their name into the draft, and they try to translate them as best as they can into 2K as rookies. And they basically spend time before the game even come out, and they figure out the grading scale or attribute scale of how these players on the game, what their numbers are based off. They put a lot of work into it way before the game even come out. Then once the game comes out, they figure out the game and how the rating system works, and then they let the college season play out. And throughout the college season, they update, downgrade, players move up, players go down, and they keep it up to date every so often throughout the college season. But fortunately for us, I'm doing this after the college season is over, so we really don't have any chance of anybody falling or slipping. Basically, the people who are at the top prospects are going to be the top prospects going into the draft. There's not, everybody's stock is set in stone, besides the workouts and things like that. But the combine for the NBA draft is not as significant as the NBA draft, as we all know. So it rarely changes. A lot of the top prospects in basketball don't even go to the NBA combine. So like I said, the stock and the in these college players are pretty much set in stone. DeAndre Ayton, Doncic, Bagley, Michael Porter, all those guys are gonna be at the top regardless. So what I did, though, to make it more interesting and fun for myself and for y'all, was I took those draft classes, the most up-to-date ones, very accurate. I went through them and checked them out, and then myself, I went and created the Through the Wire cast. I created me, Kenny, Mike, and D-Mills, and I created one of our homies, Mike Mason, who plays with us in real life. He's our fifth. And basically what I did was I went to My Team Central, which is basically a website for the database of the My Team cards. If you guys are familiar with the My Team mode, you have moment cards, Throwback Thursday cards, you got legendary cards, you got cards from old school players from the 60s, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem, Oscar Robertson, you got Michael Jordan, Pippen, and then you have current players, and then they have moment cards. So when Ben Simmons gets a triple-double, he'll get a brand new card, and the more and more cards they get, the more and more they level up. So basically what I did was I went and did some research and evaluated our games and thought, in real life, who do we as the Through the Wire cast play similar like in the NBA? Who are we compared to? And so then I took a combination of players that our games are similar to translate them into the game without making our guys overrated. None of our guys are the top guys in the draft class. Nobody has an overall better than 78, I believe. I think it's the range. Our guys are in the range of 78 and 76. So we're going to be just like the rest of the rookie class. And I tried to make it as realistic as possible. So if Kenny's best trait is defense, I found players whose best trait were defense to give him their attributes, and then I mixed and matched players. So throughout our conversations as a podcast and as a crew and as friends, we would say things like, everybody would say like, my game is kind of like a point forward Ben Simmons type, except I'm willing to shoot the ball and I'm capable of shooting the ball better. So I would give my dude Ben Simmons attributes, but obviously Ben Simmons doesn't shoot. So then I would give my guy somebody who can shoot, but nobody, not a JJ Redick or anything, but just somebody who's capable. So I would go and get a guy, an average shooter like Nicholas Batum, and I would give my guy Batum shooter. Or for example, Kenny's a good team player, very defensive minded. He's going to make all the effort plays, kind of like an Avery Bradley, David Nwaba. But let's just say David Nwaba had his playmaking ability was very low in the ratings, but Avery Bradley had a higher playmaking attribute, but it wasn't too high. It fit Kenny. So instead of giving him David Nwaba's bad playmaking, I would give him Avery Bradley. So you would just take different categories of attributes from one player and another and put them all together to make and translate the most accurate player for all of us as individuals without overrating our guys. So within that concept, all of us are in the draft. We're in the draft class with DeAndre Ayton, Michael Porter Jr., Trae Young, all of them. And basically what I'm going to do is, right now I'm controlling the Spurs. I was going to play with the Spurs, and I was going to try to trade Kawhi Leonard and make it all fun and interesting and try to get my guy and draft him on the Spurs and whatnot. But I'm changing that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start the series in the NBA draft. I didn't hire any coaches for any team. I didn't do any contract, anything. I didn't do anything for any team. I just simulated to the NBA draft. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow the draft to just work itself out. I'm not going to control any team. I'm going to enter the draft as the Spurs, and I'm going to let the first few picks, probably the first 14 or 15 lottery picks, I'm going to allow them to be shown to you guys. And then after that, I'm going to simulate the rest of the draft. And then whatever team my guy is selected to is going to be the team that I control. So instead of me controlling a team and trying to force my way to get my guy, I'm just going to allow my guy to get picked, and that'll be the team that I use for the Myleague, because I didn't know what team to use. I didn't know what team would be a challenge. I didn't know what people want to see, and I just think that's the best, fairest, easiest way for me to do it. Just do the draft, let it auto control itself, and whatever team my guy gets selected to is the team. I'll go into the options. 2K thankfully has a setting where you can go and change user settings for which team you want to control, and then I'll just control that team and we'll move forward. And then throughout the series, we'll of course keep up with my team that I'm controlling, but also we'll make sure that we put a spotlight and a focus on all of the other cast members to see how their players are progressing and developing and playing with their teams. And then of course when the gameplay comes throughout the season of 82 games, I'll just play all the games that I'll play against the co-host. So you know, if I get drafted to the Hawks and Kenny is drafted to the Bucks, you know, I'll just play games against the Bucks. And you know, if Mike is drafted to the Hornets, I'll play all my games against the Hornets. If Derek is drafted to the Mavericks, I'll play all the games against the Mavericks and allow y'all to see me go against the other co-hosts. But that's pretty much it for how the series is gonna unfold. I'm glad y'all asked for this and y'all like the 2K videos, because now I can, you know, try to show y'all my GMing skills in basketball, because I know a lot of y'all kind of like baseball but not too much into it. Some of y'all don't fully understand it the way y'all fully understand basketball, so this should be a little bit more fun. Even though 2K hasn't been my most favorite, you know, game this year, this isn't the best 2K, but whatever, we gonna make it work. Thank y'all for watching. We here, let's get it. Alright y'all, so we here. As y'all can see, we on the screen. NBA draft. Let's start it. Like I said before, I'm gonna let these first picks develop in front of us all, so y'all can see the first, you know, lottery picks. I think in the settings, I meant to do it. I hope I did do it. I hope they did save it. I put approval on computer trades so that the computer don't do it. You know, the computer have dumb trade logic. Okay, and we see the first pick is Luka Doncic. The Detroit Pistons, they got the #1 pick. In real life, they did the trade with the Clippers, but the pick is protected 1 through 4. And so they got Luka Doncic. I was hoping that they didn't. I was hoping that's who they got, because I didn't want them to get DeAndre Ayton when they already have Griffin and Drummond. So there we see Doncic is the first pick. The Grizzlies are gonna probably take Ayton or Marvin Bagley. Okay, realistic picks so far. Realistic picks, because they already have Marc Gasol. I'm liking what I see. 2K usually has the dumbest logic in the world. So far so good. Y'all get to see he's a 79, averaged 23 and 11 in college. You know, I don't know if too many of y'all used to doing the draft or the Myleague, but with the real draft classes, but they put storylines in there. And the Cavs take DeAndre Ayton. That is a great pick for the Cavs. If in real life, this would all be great for the Cavs. That's exactly what they need, a center, real true 7-footer. He's an 80 overall. He's the best player in this draft class. So that they got a stretch 5, a guy that can knock down some shots, potentially protect the rim. This is something that, you know, so far so good. And this is what I'm saying. So 2K is asking me, do you approve of the following trade? The Hawks receive Kemba Walker, Nicholas Batum, and the Hornets receive the first round pick of the Hawks and the second round pick of the Hawks. I am not going to do this trade. This is why I put approve on, because the game would have allowed this trade to go on while the Hawks have Dennis Schroeder. And that doesn't make sense to me. Why would the Hawks trade for Kemba when they have Schroeder without trading Schroeder? And this is just not, it's just not a realistic trade. It just doesn't make sense. And I'm just going to say no, because I just don't feel like the Hornets would do this trade. I don't feel like the Hawks would necessarily do this trade. The Hawks have a top 5 pick. I don't think they're going to trade that for Kemba Walker when they have a point guard. And I'm just going to say no. And this is why I suggest anybody who does a Myleague to put this on, because if you don't, the computer will do the dumbest trades, and you'll look up and you'll see, you know, the Hawks, and they'll have Dennis Schroeder, Kemba Walker, and then they'll go and sign Chris Paul, and they just don't make the right decisions. And they took Bamba at the 4th pick, which is interesting. It's interesting. Collins can play the 4, he'll play the 5. This is very interesting, very realistic, very good pick so far. Jaren Jackson to the Kings. So Michael Porter Jr. is falling. The Bulls may get Michael Porter Jr. A shout out to Kenny. So again, another trade proposal. The Bulls receive Kemba Walker and Marvin Williams, and the Hornets receive the 6th overall pick and Omer Asik. So would the Bulls trade their 6th overall pick for Kemba Walker? I just don't think they would. You know, if y'all think I'm wrong, then let me know in the comments. I just don't think they would, especially when especially in this draft, they have 2 picks right behind each other. They have the 6th and the 7th pick. Maybe they would trade the 7th pick for him, but definitely not that 6th pick. I think they're going to take Michael Porter Jr. And then if the 7th pick comes up and somebody's trying to trade for them, with them or something like that, then I'll see if it'll work. But I don't think they would do that. So I'm going to say no. And the Bulls' 6th pick should be coming up any second now. And let's see who they take. They take Derek. Derek is drafted by the Bulls. The Bulls when they got Derek. Larry Markin and Derek in the front court. The first through-the-wire player drafted is Derek. And he's going to his hometown team, his favorite team, the Bulls. And then they take Michael Porter Jr. at 7. So the Bulls have won the draft so far. The Bulls now have Dunn, Levine, Porter Jr., Markkinen, and Derek. Bobby Portis off the bench. That is great. Wendell Carter to the Suns. That is the Bulls. The Bulls is great. The Bulls. Wow. This is exactly what I mean by adding excitement to the series. That right there makes the series exciting. And then we have Kenny. Kenny is going to the Mavericks. At the shooting guard position, they need him. So their backcourt will be Dennis Smith Jr. and Kenny. And now we have a trade. The Hornets receive Hassan Whiteside and Bam Adebayo, and the Heat will receive the 10th overall pick and Marvin Williams. I don't think so. I don't think that this is a realistic trade, because the Heat wouldn't trade both of their centers for Marvin Williams and the 10th overall pick. Or would they? Bam Adebayo is an 81, and Hassan Whiteside is an 88. I'm just gonna say no. A lot of these trades are dumb, so I'm gonna just say no on a lot of them. Hopefully the Heat draft me. I would love to go to the Heat. Maybe they'll get Mike, point guard, Trae Young. Oh, well, it was the Hornets pick. Okay, so the Hornets got Trae Young, even though they have Kemba Walker. I guess maybe that's why they were trying to trade it. The Magic. See, this is what I'm saying. I'm glad this is on, so y'all will be able to get a chance to see. They're saying the Magic will receive Rudy Gobert. Why would the Jazz trade Rudy Gobert? I don't know. But we're going to say no. And we're going to see who the Magic select Mike Hurd. So I'm the last through-the-wire guy available. Nobody has drafted me yet, which is interesting because I'm really dying to know where I'm going to go. I'm hoping I don't go anywhere bad. This might be me. I went to the Suns. Devin Booker, here I come. I'm proud to be in Phoenix. I'm happy to be in Phoenix. we're gonna do some special things. The Jazz receive Mike Conley and Chandler Parsons, and the Grizzlies receive Derek Favors and the 12th overall pick, I believe. So the Jazz will get Mike Conley when they already have Rubio, and they will pick up that huge contract on Parsons. And then the Grizzlies would pick up Derek Favors when they just drafted Marvin Bagley. No. No. And I'm going to just wait the last 3 or 4 picks. Here's Mike Mason, our guy, our friend, our fifth in real life, going to the Jazz. This would be a great team for him in real life. This is exactly the type of team he is. The type of player he is. He fits. He's a real systematic player. Catch and shoot, play a couple different positions. The 76ers received the Knicks first round pick in Joakim Noah, and they will receive the 19th. I don't see why the 76ers would pick up Joakim Noah's contract for no reason, just to give up their 18th pick. I love the Knicks. I should cheat and make them do it. But I'm not. Because the Sixers have the 14th over. So listen, they are saying the Sixers are giving up the 14th overall pick for a 2019 pick in Joakim Noah. No. They'll probably take their 14th overall pick from the Lakers and try to get somebody solid to add to their already young team. Miles Bridges, cool. I wish I would have slipped in. If I would have slipped and went to the Sixers with my dude, that would have been ridiculous. Rudy Gobert to the Nuggets. I don't know why they're steady trying to trade Gobert. Colin Sexton went to the Nuggets. For the rest of this draft, we just gonna simulate through because everybody got picked. Hopefully, me simulating means no trades happen because their 2K is very, very very aggressively, animately trying to get rid of Rudy Gobert for whatever reason. So a draft recap for y'all that don't remember: the Pistons took Doncic with the #1 pick. So their front court is looking very, very good. You have Doncic, Griffin, and Drummond. The Grizzlies now have Conley, Gasol, and Marvin Bagley. The Cavaliers now have DeAndre Ayton as their center, which is something they lacked all season in real life. So maybe that's something that LeBron would like to see for him to stay. The Hawks got Mo Bamba, so they have a long defensive special player center. He can do some things. He can shoot a little bit. He's a project, but if he puts it all together, it'll be something dangerous. And their front court is going to be him and John Collins with Kent Bazemore at small forward or shooting guard, and then you have Schroeder running the point. So I think that's nice. I think that's nice. Him with Jaren Jackson would have been nice, but Jaren Jackson fell right to the Kings, who was going to be a stretch forward for De'Aaron Fox. Which is nice. And then the Bulls, who stole the draft and won the draft, they got D Mills, Derek, as their center. And then right after that, they went and got Michael Porter Jr. as their small forward. So now they have Chris Dunn, Levine, Porter Jr., Markkanen, and D Mills. That's going to be a dangerous team. Then Wendell Carter, the power forward / center out of Duke, went to the Suns. My boy Kenny went to the Mavericks. Him and Dennis Smith Jr. in the backcourt. Trae Young went to the Hornets. I don't know what they're going to do about that. The Hornets are really trying to aggressively trade Kemba Walker. So I guess that's Kemba's replacement. And then you have Mike Hurd with the Magic. Him and Aaron Gordon and Jonathan Isaac. And then you have me going to the Suns with Wendell Carter, Devin Booker, Josh Jackson. And then you have my boy Mike Mason going to the Jazz with Donovan Mitchell, Gobert, Favors, Rubio, Ingles. He'll probably replace Ingles in a year or so. And then Bridges went to the Sixers. The Nuggets got Sexton. Devontae Graham. Wow. He went 16th to the Pacers. That was a bad pick. Kevin Knox went to the Knicks, something I would like to see in real life. Robert Williams to the Wizards. That's another real life pick that'll probably happen. The Hawks came back and got Svi out of Kansas. He can spot up and shoot. Trailblazers got Trey Brown out of Oregon. He's like a point forward. He's real solid. Bucks got Mikal Bridges out of Villanova. He fell. Okay, so he slipped in the draft. Aaron Holiday to the Clippers, so he's staying in LA from UCLA. Celtics got... What school did he go to? Fuck. What school did he go to? Yes, he might be a steal in real life. USC, exactly. USC. Shout out to USC. Can't pronounce his name, but he played a big part for them getting far. Bruce Brown from Miami went to the Nets. Diallo from Kentucky went to the Sixers. Trayvon Duval from Duke went to the Timberwolves. Gary Trent Jr. from Duke went to the Hawks. That's a good. The Hawk got 2 shooters and Mo Bamba. Then the Spurs, of course, got Jalen Brunson. That's a Spurs ass pick. And then Lakers got my cousin Javon Carter. And then the Warriors got Mo Wagner from Michigan. So cool draft. And now this is what I was saying about going to the settings. My league settings. My league, which I don't know how to do this correctly. Do I scroll? Team. Okay, here we go. Suns, yes. Spurs, no. So now I'm controlling the Suns. We're going to go to that roster and check out our roster. So it's Devin Booker, TJ Warren, Elfrid Payton, who's a free agent. Y'all can see if y'all look far right to the screen, you'll see contract. 0 years, $0 means his contract is up. So we're going to have to re-sign him. He's a restricted free agent. Who else is a restricted free agent? Elfrid Payton, Allen Williams, Tyler Ulis will probably bring back. Shaquille Harrison will probably bring back, maybe. And these other 2-way guys we may or may not. So first things first, sign rookies. I'll sign Jonte Porter. Lagerald Vick. This is tough. Do we sign Lagerald Vick? I don't like him in real life. He played at Kansas, as y'all can see. We can't. Billy Preston also went to Kansas, but never played. But he went overseas, so we have the rights to Billy Preston. The reason I don't want to sign Vic is because in real life, like I said, he's not all that. He ain't gonna really make the roster or be beneficial. And plus, I don't want to bring in 5 rookies to the roster. We only have, 14, 15 spots. That would take up a big portion of the roster. At least with Billy Preston, he's not going to come over right away. We just have his rights. Jonte Porter is too valuable to let go. He has some potential to stretch the floor and be kind of like a Jared Dudley, which we already have. And then, of course, we're going to bring in our top pick. So, yeah, we're gonna let Vic. He's not going to make the team. And now let's look at our roster. We have Booker, Warren, Payton, maybe Payton will be on this roster. We might let him go. And then we have me, Chandler. So we have a surplus of small forwards. We have TJ Warren, Josh Jackson, and myself. Now my guy, if y'all look up at y'all screen. Okay, I had to scroll down real quick because they gave my guy number 0 when Marquise Chris is number 0, but they always give the better player with the better overall the number that he wants. I'm gonna change my number and let Chris keep 0 though. If y'all look at my guy, if you look directly up, you'll see position small forward / PG. So my dude can play some PG because I'm point forward. I can do some Ben Simmons type shit. But even if you do that, we still have Warren and Jackson. So we might do some tricky shit when the season comes. We might play some small lineups. We might do some tricky shit. We're gonna have options. This team is gonna be real versatile. We're gonna be like the Bucks. You know what I mean? We're gonna be real versatile. So we can probably do a lineup of me, Booker, Jackson, Warren, Chris, or Warren, Chandler. We might have Josh Jackson come off the bench. You know what? We might have Josh Jackson come off the bench. Me, Booker, Warren, Chris, or Wendell Carter. And then we might have Wendell Carter play some 5. Chris and Carter. Tyson Chandler. This going to be a fun roster. This going to be a real fun roster to work with. But anyway, before we even get to all that, Let me go to roster. Gotta edit the player, make sure he cool, fresh, get him a number. So I can't get 0 because Chris has that. 0 from 13 is taken. It's okay. So at 14, yeah, they got a bunch of garbage ass numbers. So I'm gonna keep 0 for right now until we figure out who's coming back, who's not. Because if Elfrid Payton leaves, I might take number 2. Who else is on this team that might not get re-signed? Daniel House is 23. Peters is 25. Yeah, these guys might not come back. I might take one of their numbers. Harrison's number 10. I might take number 10 from his ass. We gonna see. But I'm definitely gonna allow Chris to keep his number. I'll wait. Do anybody got number 8? Who is number 8 on the fucking? Oh, Tyler Eulis. So never mind. We'll figure out that later. Right now, let's go to team and player options. Yes, I want to bring back Eulis. Allen Williams, I don't want to bring back on on a team option. I don't really know. His overall is pretty high for Allen Williams. I wasn't expecting this. He has a 3-point scoring of an F. Mid-range is an F. What is he good at? Rebounding is an A+. Okay, his potential is a B. So at 25 years old, 3 years of experience, he's a 77 overall. And I'm not going to do that. We just work out a contract with him. I'm going to decline that. Qualifying offers. Do I really want? I don't want to bring back Elfrid Payton. I don't. We're not going to offer him a qualifying offer. I think we're going to let Elfrid Payton walk. You know. I think we have to let Elfrid Payton walk. Just because, like I said, if Elfrid Payton comes back, he's a starting point guard. That's him, Devin Booker, and then you have me, Warren, and Josh Jackson all fighting and scrambling for minutes at the 3. We all are 6'8", so I don't really want to play any of us at the 4 too much, because then I think we just be too small at times. I want us to be as versatile as possible. And what is that 3? That 3 is a D. Playmaking is an A. Oh, I don't want to bring him back, but he has defense, and he was playing better with the Suns, man. He was playing better with the Suns. He averaged 14 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds. That was our good numbers. Those are good numbers. Those are good numbers. We're gonna offer him the qualifying offer, and we're gonna figure this shit out. So on free agency, apparently Kevin Durant opted out of his contract with the Warriors. View offers. He's leaning back to go with the Warriors, okay? So that's more realistic. So it looks like he opted out just to get a long-term contract with the Warriors. Chris Paul is not with the Rockets, but the Rockets are giving him a long-term contract to basically finish his career out with them. Paul George, no current offers. We don't have the money to get his ass. We don't want him anyway because we already have a shitload of small forwards. But I was just interested to see what type of money we have. Boogie Cousins, I hope the Pelicans are number 1 and already have offered him a contract because I really want him to stay with them. And yes, they are number 1 on his list because they're giving him the max 5 years, $162 million. The Lakers are also at 100%, but the Lakers are giving him one last year, 123. That's the most that they can give him. You know, the team that you play for is a team that can only give you the 5 years. DeAndre Jordan is in free agency. The Clippers are trying to re-sign him for 5 years. They're giving him the max. Clint Capella is a restricted free agent, so he'll probably end up with the Rockets. They'll be foolish to not give him whatever he wants. The Bucks, wow, the Bucks have offered Jabari 5 years, $170 million. That is ridiculous. That's not gonna happen in real life, Jabari. The Grizzlies are trying to re-sign Tyreke Evans, but the Sixers are also trying to sign him too. So I guess it just depends on if he wants to win or not. But Mike Conley, Gasol are gonna be back healthy, and you got Marvin Bagley. So maybe, you know, you add Tyreke Evans back to that team, and you know, maybe they're back to the grindhouse. Let's see what Isaiah Thomas is dealing with. No current offers. Julius Randle is restricted free agent. Chris Bosh is still in 2K. Why? The Pacers have offered him 3 years, $77 million. Fuck it. Fuck it. If he can't play in real life, we'll let him play on the game. Nurkic, the Blazers are getting them back, of course. Marcus Smart restricted. Gordon restricted. JJ Redick, no current offers. That'll be interesting. Zach LaVine is a restricted free agent, but the Bulls haven't given him an offer. Barton, we don't even have money for Will Barton. That's cool. Dwayne Wade is out here. No current offers. Bellinelli, no current offers. So, you know, it's a lot of guys out here with no offers. What I think I'm going to do is just look at our roster and just see what we have and see what we want. It looks like we have a full roster. I don't really think it would be smart for us to try to do anything out of the ordinary. We might bring back Elfrid Payton. If we do, it would probably, to be honest with you, if we bring back Elfrid Payton, it would be to bring him back and trade. We have a lot of assets and a lot of movable pieces. So what I'm going to probably do is I'm not going to make no moves in free agency besides retaining players or letting players go. And yeah, we're going to try to keep all of our players that we can, of course. And then when the season comes and when trading is back available, because I don't think you can trade right now during free agency, we can. Let's see who on this team, because we have a surplus of a lot. We have a lot of small forwards. We have a lot of guards. We got Brandon Knight. We got Tyler Ulis. We're bringing back Elfrid Payton, Devin Booker. Then we also at the power forward position, we got Bender, we got Chris, we got Wendell Carter now. We got Lynn, we got Chandler, we got fucking Bender. Bender is also a forward. Jared Dudley is playing forward. At small forward, we got me, we got Josh Jackson, we got fucking TJ Warren. So every position we have has, you know, 3 or 4 guys literally that can really play valuable minutes, and that should deserve some minutes to fucking grow. So realistically, we're not going to be able to give everybody significant minutes or the minutes that they deserve or they will need to flourish. So because of that, what I'm going to have to do in episode 2 is try to find some packages and some deals to get some of these guys off. Because, I mean, Alex Len will probably keep because he's younger with a higher overall. As much as I love Tyson Chandler, probably one of my favorite centers of all time. Probably my favorite center of all time, top 3 or so. So far in my basketball life. We'll probably want to get rid of Tyson Chandler. Probably try to trade him to a contender. Get some type of youth, something valuable in return, because I mean he's 35, he's making $13 million a year. You know, I don't think our roster is terrible. I think Devin Booker leading the charge. I think my dude is very versatile and can do a lot of different things. TJ Warren is 82. Lynn might go up to an 80. We could sneak into the playoffs if we make the right decisions with this talent that we have to move. You know, maybe we move Josh Jackson. You know, maybe his potential is striking to some teams. Maybe we put Josh Jackson and Elfrid Payton together in a package and try to go get somebody that's solidified and that could be, you know, a true point guard. Or maybe we go and get a real 4. You know, but then we also have Wendell Carter, Chris, and Bender, and Jared Dudley. So what do we do with them? You know, maybe we put a package together of Chris, Jackson, and Payton. Who knows? We're going to do something to get some balance on this roster. Or maybe we just go into the season and say, you know what, we young, we different, we have a lot of options, and we just gonna roll our dice and go into the season and say, you know, let's see what works, and take the Milwaukee Buck approach. But that's my fear, watching the Milwaukee Bucks. You know what I mean? They have had so many different guys at so many different positions, and it just becomes a mess. So even the Nuggets, you know, at one point the Nuggets had, you know, so many guys at so many different positions. Gallinari was a small forward, Wilson Chandler, and then they had, you know, Gary Harris and Barton and Moutier and Jamal Murray. Now the Nuggets have got some, you know, some balance. But episode 2, be expecting us to make some moves. Devin Booker is at the head of the team right now. I'm not going to do anything but probably touch some guys up, change our numbers, and get all the team situated. But as far as moves, anything like that, don't expect nothing to happen until episode 2. And episode 2 will also look at the other guys and look how the rosters are panning out for their teams. And then we'll be entering the season or the summer league. I might do some summer league play or not. Well, I might play some games and just record them and try to break them down and highlight videos for y'all, so y'all don't have to sit and watch a whole 30-minute video of me playing the summer league game or anything like that. But in the comments, let me know what you think. Are you satisfied? Was my idea of putting the Through the Wire cast in the draft class, was it exciting? Does it make it more interesting for y'all? What are y'all thoughts on the teams we went to? How y'all like this Phoenix Suns roster with so much surplus at every position? Is there a player in mind that you think would realistically we would have a chance to get with those young pieces of Josh Jackson, Marquise Chris, Dragon Bender, Elfrid Payton? If we could put 3 of those guys together, 3 or 4 of those guys together, is there an established player like a stretch 4 or maybe a real point guard that we can add to this team to make us, you know, some type of playoff contender? Because, you know, Devin Booker said he's done not making the playoffs. I was drafted to make that statement come true, and as the GM and the player, I'm going to try my best to make that come true. So leave a like, leave a comment, let me know exactly what you think of the other teams. I mean, the guys on the other teams. We're going to look over their rosters in episode 2. If there's some moves or something necessary that needs to happen for their team, I'll just go into the options and make a move for them, because I want their guys to be able to flourish and be successful just as much as I want my guy to strive and be successful. But yeah, 2K series, what y'all want, we here, we got it. Hope y'all like it, hope y'all love it. Let me know. Big Stacks out.
Porzingis again! That brought the crowd to their feet.